What's up, guys, and welcome back to Nate Sports Talk. Yes, we're doing a double upload today. When I get into it later, you're going to realize why I had to upload this video again, because some good stuff is coming out. But before we get into that, hold on. Yeah, we repping the Retro Italiana kit today. It's big, but it's kind of fire. I feel like I have to show y'all real quick. But anyway, yeah, we're going into the European transfer updates. But again, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I appreciate it on all the videos. If you haven't gone and seen some of my other videos, make sure that you go do that for me. I think you'll like some of the content that I've made so far. And now, let's get into it. We have to start off with Manchester United. These guys lose transfers to every club, left and right. For the biggest club in England, they sure don't have that pull, because Kim Min-jae is close to signing with Bayern Munich. For months, Manchester United fans have been saying how he's going to be a Manchester United player, how the defense, you're not going to be able to score on them with Kim Min-jae. And now they're stuck with Harry Maguire and no Kim Min-jae. It's a beautiful day if you hate Manchester United like I do and like other Liverpool fans do. It's a wonderful day for us, for them to lose out on another target. Eric Ten Hag can't get the job done in the transfer market, and it looks like David De Gea might be staying, or he is on the release list, but for Manchester United, that just got released, but they are still looking to re-sign him. Fabrizio Romano says that personal terms are close, but he is on the United release list because they haven't negotiated a new contract yet. Let's have our fingers crossed that he does stay and does re-sign a new contract. But next up, we have Ilkay Gundogan leaving Man City on a free. Big news that Ilkay Gundogan, yes, he's older, but he still has loads and loads of quality. He's a really good, talented midfielder who still has some juice in those legs, but I understand why they got rid of him. You don't want to have him on for too long. You don't want to sign him to a 2-3 year deal, and then by that second year, his legs are gone and he's on massive money and you can't move him. So I 100% get why they did it, and with the rumored $300 million transfer budget that they have this season, there's no reason to keep him. They can go out and sign whoever they want. Maybe Calvin Phillips comes in and gets some minutes now that Gundogan's gone. But although it is shocking to see him released, it is understandable why they've done it. Next up, Broke Boys FC found Gvardiol to be too expensive. If you don't know who that is, it's unfortunately the club I support, Liverpool. If I'm being honest, I've never seen a team be so willing to come out and say, yeah, we looked at player A, but he's too expensive. Who does that? Who does that? I can't find any other team besides Broke Boys FC or Interested FC. It's crazy. We're interested in all of these top talents, and it's always, they're just too much money. As the biggest club in England, it's kind of ridiculous that every single player who's over 50 million is too expensive. It's embarrassing, but unfortunately, it's news that I have to report. Next up, Kulusevski is signing for Spurs on a permanent for 30 mil. They got £5 million knocked off the transfer. Jesus, my bad. Off the transfer from where'd he come from? From Juve for 30 mil as part of good faith in loaning him and having him pay the loan fee and all that. So it's a good signing for Spurs. Spurs definitely needed Kulusevski. He's been playing really well for them. And if they lost him, it would have been really tough to replace him. They don't have European football, so it's going to be hard to bring in those higher caliber players. And if they were to lose him, I don't think that they could have brought someone in who is better than them. I think that there's not many guys who could come in and replace Kulusevski for them. And especially with Kane possibly leaving, that would have hurt even more. Next up, Enzo Maresca. I don't know how to pronounce that. signs for Leicester City. I'm throwing this in there because I like Leicester. I think that they had a nice little run in the Premier League. It sucks that they're not in the Premier League anymore, but they're signing the Manchester United U21s coach, I believe. He worked in some youth capacity with Manchester City. He's highly rated, a manager who did really well in the youth leagues, came up with a very innovative style. He's kind of forward thinking like Pep Guardiola. And if he can bring that and successfully integrate it into Leicester, I think that they could come back and get promoted, and not only get promoted, but come back and reestablish themselves into the Premier League, because they are definitely a Premier League club. Being a Premier League champion, being an FA Cup winner, winning a Community Shield, they belong in the Premier League, and I hope that this guy can blossom into what everyone thinks that he is and bring Leicester back. Next, Kovacic has agreed personal terms with Manchester City. That's not really big news or new news. We have heard that he has agreed for personal terms 10 days ago, but it's something that I still wanted to bring up, as they are still trying to negotiate a transfer with Chelsea. But I think that their priority is bringing in Caicedo first. Once they bring in Caicedo, then Kovacic will probably be able to leave, and Chelsea will focus on figuring out a transfer for him to leave. Next, Brentford signed Ji-So Kim from Seganam, some team in Japan. Let's just leave it there. Some team in Japan. He's a center back who was highly rated. From the looks of him, he does seem pretty good. He was voted into the FIFA Top 11 team for U20 for the U20 World Cup. This is a club where Brentford need to sign these players. They have the attraction of being a Premier League team, and they are using their stepping stone status to their benefit. They're signing good young players who they can sign for cheap, develop them, kind of like how Brighton do, not to that full extent, but this is something like a club like Brighton need to do, and I think it's a really good signing for him. He's young. If he can live up to his potential, even 80% of his potential, he will turn out to be a world-class center back. Next up, we have Hector Bellerin to Betis. He's going back to Real Betis on a free transfer. It hasn't worked out for him except at Real Betis, and hopefully for him, this will be a step that can rejuvenate his career a little bit. Obviously, he's closer to the end than he is to the beginning, so he's not going to grow much, but maybe he can find his footing again, turn out some solid performances, and get Betis back into European contention. Next up, Kyle Walker to Bayern Munich, with rumors that Benjamin Pavard is leaving or could leave to Liverpool. This makes perfect sense for Bayern to bring in Kyle Walker. He still has his pace. He's still good enough to play for a top team. He just isn't good enough for City, and it's understandable because City are the best of the best. They're the best team in the world as of now. They are European champions, and just because you weren't good enough to start for European champions doesn't mean that you're not good enough to start for other big clubs around the world. We know that he's still an English international. He plays a lot of games for Gareth Southgate. Whether it's right, wrong decision, whether Southgate is a good manager or not, that's not up for debate. I don't really know. I'm not English. I don't know. If you guys are, you can let me know about it in the comments. But I think it's a perfect move for Kyle Walker to go to Bayern. Imagine the defense. Who's getting past that defense? Davies on the left, Walker on the right. You're not beating them. You're not getting around those defenders. It's crazy. It'd be crazy. And then last couple things, William Saliba re-signs with Arsenal. Was expected. Good for Arsenal fans to feel relaxed about that. Napoli activate Giovanni Simeone's deal for 12 mil. His loan came with a 12 mil clause for him to stay with Napoli. I don't know if that's good or not. I didn't really watch many Napoli games, but from what I've seen on social media, he He did seem decent, obviously not to the level of Osimhen, but was a decent player who 12 mil looks justified for. Mahmoud Dahoud, it's confirmed that he's signing the Brighton. Good pickup for them. He's solid, nice solid midfielder. He's not going to make too many mistakes. He's very comfortable with the ball at his feet, knows what he's going to do. Confident player, low turnover rate. And finally, Bakayoko leaves Chelsea. Now, this is only news because of how bad of a signing it was. When all those players from Monaco were leaving, Bernardo Silva to City, Fabinho to Liverpool, Mbappe to PSG, Bakayoko was one of the big misses of that team. He had high potential, but he just never panned out. It was kind of unfortunate, but hopefully this next step in his career, maybe he goes to a lesser club, like one of the mid-table clubs, has a good year or two, and come back to one of the bigger clubs like AC Milan. I don't think AC Milan are looking to re-sign him, but they could possibly. But I think him taking a step down and going to a mid-table club, it would be good enough for him. And that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching the video. I appreciate it. If you could like, comment, sub, share, just watch the video is enough for me. I appreciate all the love and support you guys have given me again. And it really makes my day that you guys like my content. And I hope you like this video as well. If not, well, I know you will, so not if not. But if you would like to go see some other videos, please check out my channel. I have a lot of great other videos. My key players calling out FSG video is doing really well. That's the most viewed video on this platform. So I would suggest looking at that one if you could. And that's all I have. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.